Hi, everybody. Hello, guys. So, this is a Ask Me Anything relocation related. I know we have a lot of new subscribers. By the way, thank you so much for subscribing, watching, commenting. I see you all in the chat, answering each other's questions, helping each other's out. I love that so much because that's the community that I was hoping to be able to create. And this is like a dream come true to have so many people talking about relocation and wanting to relocate and talking about Africa in a great light. That is the goal for me with this channel. I want this, I mean, my hope is that this channel, my husband's channel, shout out to him as well, adds to the conversation. We don't want to add noise, but we want to add value. So that's the aim, that's the goal of every video that we share. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Marcy commented and she said that every time she visits Gambia, she always comes back to the US feeling sad, like having a sad feeling. Yo, I know that feeling because I don't, if you've ever gone on vacation somewhere and you come, as soon as you land and you're like, yo, the bills are waiting for me, real life is waiting for me, work is waiting for me. So I know that feeling a lot. So I understand that. One thing that's interesting is that when I come back to Gambia, though, I don't have that feeling. I actually miss it. So when I come back to Gambia, I'm always like, oh, yo, I've missed it. And it's like a warm hug that I feel. And I felt that the first time I actually landed in Gambia, like at the airport. And I understand now why people, I don't know if you guys have seen these videos of people who maybe had never visited the continent and the first time they visit, or people it's been a long time and they like lay on the ground when they land and they like kiss the floor. Okay, I don't do that. But I guess I can understand the feeling that you feel of being like, okay, I'm here, like I'm home. So I get what she's saying because I have felt both ways. The I'm back to all of this, or like, I'm so happy I'm back kind of feeling. So I hear you. So did we sell our home or rent before relocating? Good question. We were not owning. So it made it also easier, guys. We didn't own a home when before we relocated, we were renting. And so all we had to basically do is not renew our lease on our home. So I think that made it super even easier for us because we didn't have to wait for the house to sell, all that kind of stuff. Were you financially prepared? Okay. All right. So by the way, I'm a business coach. So there's always two conflicting part of me, not conflicting, but two parts of my brain that work at all times. So the business side of me, the coach, says you better be financially prepared. You need to roadmap and blueprint and all the things, right? But then there's the faith side of me who says if God says move, you better pack and move because he knows something you don't know. So I don't know what answer you want me to give because I can go either way. I think of it as also in the US, there was a study that came out and said that like to raise a child costs like $1 million or something. Don't quote me on this, but it was a ridiculous amount. And I know a lot of people that say they're saving until they're financially stable to have children. As someone who had her first kid at the age of 21 years old and was not financially ready to have children, and my children, my oldest is now 17 and he has never lacked. I am here to be a testimony and tell you that, like, listen, you can plan. I'm not against now. Would I have liked to have my child as a millionaire and just be vibing and chilling and sign me up? But do I think that we need as much as we think we need to make the move we want to make? I think sometimes we use finances as an excuse to not do what we want to do. So like if somebody doesn't want to have kids, I hear a lot of time where they're putting all these things in front versus like I don't want to have kids, period. It's not a money thing. It's not that I'm not ready. I just want to have kids. I think removing a lot of the time, sometimes, not a lot of the time, people would say, I'm saving when in reality it's just that they haven't made the decision. So I always say decide first because once you decide, oh, the money will come, the resources will come, you will make it work. But without the decision, then it's just another thing. Guys, let me know if this makes sense to you. Let me know. But without it, I feel like it's like me saying, like when I want to, when I don't want to work out, but I claim that I'm trying to work out. And I'm like, oh, it's just that I don't like the gym. And like whatever thing I tell myself, I'm big bone, girl. You just been decided. Okay, let me look at questions. Do you think it is ideal to move first before involving the kids, regardless of the country? My hubby is coming. So you guys can have both perspective. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. You can have both perspective. And make sure you follow his YouTube channel. It is called Build Africa Now. And it's all like it's real estate. His stuff is so good because he has a media. So my husband has a media background. He's like a media mogul. Okay. And so his videos, I'm like, I want to be you when I grow up. But incredible perspective. He has a company here in the Gambia, a security company, and all the things. And so I love when he accepts to join me because that is a rare treat. Hold on. Do you think it ideal to move first before involving the kids, regardless of the country? So I wanted more details. So she said she's asking, should she move by herself first? My husband and I first. So her husband. Then after a while, the kids just move to make sure that they don't fall sick or just to have things figured out as well before the kids come. She's conflicted.
Okay. I think it's a very legitimate question, and I think it's something that we discussed when we were considering moving as well. Whether I should go first, set the stage, and then the family follows later. We ended up settling for moving together and doing it together and making it a family experience and making it something that we're all engaging in it together. And our thought was, hey, if it works out, it works out for all of us, and if it doesn't work out, what's the worst that could happen? At the very least, we're returning back to the US. It's not like we're moving to jail, we're going to jail or something. So my preference, because we really seriously thought about it and considered it. I talked to my mom, her mom, and it was really something that we felt like doing it together was the best way because living apart as a family, I can't live without my kids. I can't be somewhere my kids are in another world. Even when they go for holidays, I struggle. I would say it depends on your situation. Obviously, that's our situation, but your situation, if your situation permits, I would say go with the kids because it's such a beautiful experience. You guys are all learning together, you're assimilating together, and you're figuring things out together. They get involved as well. I mean, the growth just goes up the roof, guys. My 10-year-old right now, when we moved here, he was 5. Now, I mean, he can talk to me about Gambian culture. He says some things better than I even know about it because I'm so focused on business and earning, and the kids are actually the ones who get to really experience it, who get to really see it. So my first option would be to do it together as a family, and don't worry about whether it works out or not, because again, if it doesn't work out, who cares? It's your life, it's your experience, and that's why it has to be a greater calling. It can't just be about going to Africa to make money. That's not what this is about. This is about, okay, it's time, and it's about something bigger. I don't know if I answered your question. I know I rambled a little bit, but that's what I would do. I would do it together. That's the best way to do it because you just never know how it's going to happen.
If you have money, Gambia is cool. If you have to leave from Africa and especially Gambian wages, it is definitely not.
Wages.
Yeah, he's saying if you leave and make your money from the continent, Gambia is not affordable.
That's interesting. My perspective is you should be coming to create jobs. You should be coming to build. That's what Africa needs right now. Maybe the time will come when Africa needs diaspora to come back and find work and things like that. But now is not the time. We're not even there. Where we are now is in the building phase. People should be coming here with the mindset of, okay, I want to create opportunities for other people. I want to create jobs and I want to create systems where people can learn skills and grow because that's what we need right now. If you're coming to Africa to get a job, I would say stay where you are. But then again, they'll move you all over the place, right? You're not going to be in one place. You'll be in one place maybe maximum 2 years before you know they're moving you to Sudan, they're moving you to all these other places. They're paying you well, but your life, they're controlling your time. Yeah, but you don't come to Africa expecting we're talking about wages. It has to be you have to be the one paying people. I think that's a mindset. If you're not ready for that, that's it. Stay back longer, save up, come up with an idea. And that's why we decided to start doing this because we figured it out the hard way. We just cut the plug. And the advice we give is really so much okay. Part of it is our experience, but at the same time, it's we see other people doing it. There's so many other diasporans here doing it. They're just not on YouTube. We see it every day, so it's possible. You just have to be willing to go through the rough phase. That's all.
I tell people, tell me if you agree, because you have a successful business here on the continent. I tell people that running one business in Africa is like the equivalent of owning 4 businesses abroad. The type of stress and pressure and things you have to go through. Would you agree, disagree?
I can see that, yes, because there are certain things about the US, the structure, it's already there, the foundation is already there. Kids start learning how to communicate effectively from middle school. Like from kindergarten, they know how to communicate, they know how to make their points across, they know how to take initiative, things like that. Here, without not to knock anything or anything like
Because
that,
love
we're
Gambia.
just not trained. We're just not trained to think for ourselves. That's
Yes.
what you see. You
Yes.
see a lot of people who have talent, but they're waiting for you to tell them what to do because they were not raised to really think like that. In the beginning, it's rough. You find yourself criticizing a lot. You find yourself complaining and frustrated a lot. But eventually, when you get used to it, you understand the background of everything else. Now you have empathy. You understand that okay, this is where we are, and we have to start building from here, and then take it to the next step, and then take it to the next step, and then that frustration just kind of really goes down a notch, and then you accept where you are and you take it from there. The
Yeah.
good thing is technology has made it so easier now to build these systems and then not rely on them communicating as much. So it's I can imagine it being easier now than it was 10 years ago. I feel bad for people who relocated 10 years ago, or they probably struggled. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. How is the medical infrastructure in Gambia? Do they have insurance there?
they have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
There's medical insurance here. A lot of the companies here provide some level of insurance, but I don't know that it's anything like what you get from United Healthcare or any of those major insurances in the US. But healthcare is a major concern. I think it's across the continent. I don't know that it's a Gambia thing. Senegal has better healthcare infrastructure, so you find a lot of the wealthy people here will go to Senegal for medical help and things like that. But I would say they have it's good enough. I would never advise anyone who had a stroke or something like that to move to Africa. The infrastructure just isn't for you. But if you're relatively healthy, like I said, most people complain about healthcare, but you in the US, I can ask you how many times you've been hospitalized. You probably have never been hospitalized your entire time living abroad. So it's not in Africa where you're going to be hospitalized. You should be fine. You're eating better. You're less stressed, and just the conditions itself are just set up for you to live a healthy life, right? If you follow through with eating healthy, exercising, you're going to exercise whether you like it or not, because you're going to be walking around and the heat is going to get
You're
you.
gonna
So
sweat.
at some point, you will exercise. Not in America where if just to go to the gas station, you have to drive. So you will do that. So it's really healthier. I don't know that I've ever been sick since I moved to Africa. I don't know. It's been
No.
5 years. I don't think anyone in
Well,
this house has been sick.
inshallah. We thank God. That's true. We've gone for checkups, like for
Yeah.
somebody may have had a fever, and so we've gone for that
Yeah.
and things like that. But I love the dental care.
Yeah.
Just FYI, because
Yeah.
braces for Ethan here cost about $1,000. If you were in the US, you're talking $8,000, $12,000. So we have a really good dentist that I love. So that has been a plus as somebody with three boys that need braces and stuff. But we've not had any major health
No.
issues, thank God. And my mom is here too, and thankfully she hasn't. She travels a lot to go do her checkups and things like that twice a year, but we've not had any health concern. Thankfully. Okay, next question.
What should be my first step in my relocation journey? The best way to answer that question is to talk about how we did it, how we decided to do it. I would say this: when I made that decision, this was my second attempt at relocating because I went to Cameroon before. For those who know the story, no one here knows the story, but I tried it before. I moved back home, my home country, Cameroon, for a year or almost a year. I did it by myself, and Sandra and the kids stayed back, and I went by myself, set up and everything, and it didn't work. Things didn't work out. So when it was time to do it again, that's when we decided, okay, we're going to do it together. So I had to answer that. The person who asked that question
Yeah.
previously, just a little context. But the first thing I would do is make sure that I understand how money works wherever you're moving to. I'm assuming she's moving to Nigeria. I don't know.
Oh, because of the last name?
The name is Nigerian.
Yeah, the name is
If you're
definitely
moving back
Nigerian.
to Lagos, then you're in luck because the currency in Lagos right now, in Nigeria right now, is really getting hit. It's getting hit really hard. So your dollar will go a longer way. So you can actually find yourself in a situation where you save enough money where you can actually live comfortably for a year or two without needing to work. That gives you time to
And
think
that's
about
ideal.
what you can do. Because
Yes.
that's the ideal thing to do. I wouldn't
Yes.
want you to make such a huge move and then find a job and just act like nothing ever happened. There's so much that you have to do to transition mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, and physically, and things like that. Especially when we're talking about the kids, it's important to have that time to just sit and relax and watch them adapt to the new environment. So I would say save enough where you can, what, a year's rent at least.
Well, she has to, because you have to pay that upfront. So you don't even have a choice.
Yeah, so some countries you can pay 3 months.
Oh, really?
Everyone doesn't ask for upfront.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So at least a year's worth of your rent, 2 preferably.
Yes.
To be honest,
Then you are
with
good. At
2
least.
years preferably.
Yeah.
That could run you depending on what kind of. If you take an apartment, it'll probably be nice. But if you go for a home, maybe what 8, 9, 10,000.
According to YouTube, less than 3% of you watching are actually subscribed. So if you're getting value from this channel, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, it takes 1 second, and it keeps me making these videos for you.
$1,000,
Yeah.
you need like 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
That would cover your rent for 2 years. If you have your rent paid for 2 years,
You can
never go
manage.
hungry.
You can
Now
figure
you
yourself
can figure
out.
the rest of the stuff
Yeah.
out, and you have a little bit of money saved where you can start a business. That's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the difference is, because now you have time. You're not in any rush. You're not under duress. You're not feeling like, oh, bills are coming at the end of the month and you can't think.
Yes.
So that's what I did. That's what we did. Paid the rent for the first year. Paid, then took a little bit of money that was left and said, okay, well, I'm going to invest it in these businesses. This one works. This one doesn't work. This one doesn't work, and then something else takes off. But there's something funny that happens, guys. I'm telling you, like, God is something else, because my background is in IT. I've been in IT for more than 15 years. When I came here, the initial idea what I came with was to set up an IT consulting company. Now, if I tell you the line of businesses I'm in, I never would have imagined I'll be doing security or real estate management or any of this stuff. It just happened on YouTube. But as you're out there working and communicating with people, getting to know people, seeing what's happening, you find yourself just doing stuff that you never even imagined you'd be doing. You find yourself learning other skills, doing other things that it never really would have, you would not even think about it, just because you're in your comfort zone right now. So there's something about being in that environment, just going out, knocking on doors, meeting new people, networking, talking to people, and then ideas are just popping up. Ideas are just popping up because you realize people are open. They share ideas. They're saying, hey, man, I made a lot of money doing this a couple of weeks ago. You might want to try that. I'm like, what?
Yes.
And yeah.
I like that. I also would say, so that's option A. Another option we've seen people do is, and you did that when we first moved, was if you can have a job that's remote. If you can have your remote job, if you're in IT or whatever the case may be, then your money goes farther in Nigeria anyway. Like, this is a saving, you can save money, like it's a no-brainer. Or depending on what you do, we've had friends that are pharmacists, if you can do contract work. So let's say it's a husband and wife that's moving, and the husband can go for 3 months and do his contract work and come back and make enough money in 3 months for the year or 2 years. Those are also options that you can look into that we've seen work for couples. So, okay, awesome. How much do you charge for security services? Whatever price is going to tell you right now is subject to change. So I don't know what he was going to tell you.
No, I was not going to give him a price. I
Okay.
mean, so security services is weird. It depends on where you are and the size of the place. Is it a business? Is it a residence? There's so many things, but it's from $10,000. So you can go from, let's just say $8,000 to $10,000. It really depends on how many guards do you need and things like that.
And where is
reach
it
out to
located?
me and reach out to me and
The website.
We'll talk about it and we'll work something out. There really isn't a set fee per se. We have the fee per guard, but it just really depends on where
The location, because some locations too are hard to staff.
Yeah, some locations I'll tell you I probably may not be able to do it.
Because transport is crazy, and we like to pay our guards really well. So yeah, sometimes the location makes it tricky.
How is the tourism in Gambia? Can somebody make money over there with the tourists? Gambia is all about tourism.
Yeah.
That's really how everyone here makes money. We're just the few trying to do things differently. Gambia really, the country doesn't have that many natural resources. So everything here has to do with tourism.
Yeah.
They will go above and beyond to protect that industry because that's how the country stays up and stays alive. And that's really the beauty of the country. It's a melting pot. If you come to Gambia, you find everyone here. I feel like I'm in a smaller version or poorer version of Dubai. That's how I feel when
it's the Dubai of the future. My mom says that all the time.
To be very honest, because
Dubai of Africa.
You can't walk out the street from here to. I don't get that feeling when I go to Senegal. I see French people in Dakar, but that's about it. You don't get to see other Africans.
It's more of a melting pot, you think Gambia attracts more to.
Absolutely. Okay. Gambia attracts everybody. Everybody's here. Even when we moved here, we didn't know there was that huge Cameroon community here.
And
There's a huge
we are
Cameroon
here.
community here, and we're here. So The tourism industry is kind of messed up right now, based on my personal opinion, because there's so much more they could do, and they're not really doing it because they're focusing on the resorts and things like that. But when tourists come and stay in the resorts, they don't get to go out and see how the country operates. So that money doesn't get to trickle down to the communities, to the people. So what I would do, because I had some ideas in tourism as well, what I would do is set up businesses that will attract tourism. No, I'm not just talking about touring buses. There's so many of them here. These guys are not going anywhere. If you come to Gambia and you say you want to get on a tour bus, where are they taking you? They're taking you to Senegal. They're taking you to go walk the lions what do you call it?
Fatala.
At Fatala. Fatala. That's in Senegal. Gambia itself needs to build its own tourism infrastructure, and that is it's lacking big time, because if you're gonna have to ride the canoe for maybe a day or so to go to like in the island, they'll take you to Kalikachi, the crocodile place, or the monkey park. Other
Or
than
the
that, there
fish.
really isn't much.
Or the
But
here in
let's talk
Tangier
about things
fish.
like quad bikes.
Yes.
There's land here. If you can get like a huge
Yes.
a piece of land,
Mm-hmm.
you know, build the roads and build all
Yep.
the different paths to
Yes.
it and stuff like that, and do like the quad
Yep.
bikes.
Have some mud. People like to have that mud
You'll
on
make
them
a,
when they're
you will
doing
make
it.
a killing.
That's
Kind
true.
of like what we did when we went to Morocco. I mean, these
Yes.
are basic ideas that they're
Yes.
just, you make it professionally and you set it up. Just sit back and count your money, man.
Yes.
Yeah, thank me for that idea later.
All
If I
right.
had all the money, I would do all these ideas.
I
I'm
know, but
telling
that's
you.
why you're consulting now, right? How easy is it to connect Starlink?
Jumba, I have a guy, man. I have a guy. I can't tell you how easy it is because I didn't do it. But I have a guy. If you ever get in a situation where you need your Starlink connected, I'll link you up. He's in Cameroon and he can connect your Starlink to anywhere in this world. Trust me, it works. All you have to do is get the device. Once you get the device, if Jamba is Gambian, yeah. So Gambia hasn't approved it yet. For some reason, we thought it would have been approved by now, but it's there's some politics going on where I'm hearing the word on the street is QCell and all these other people. They don't want Starlink to come in and cut the business and stuff like that. I think that's the problem. But I believe it will get approved. Then you wouldn't even have any issues connecting. You can do it yourself if it gets approved. The problem here that you would need someone to do it for you is because you're roaming. You're setting it up as though you're roaming from another country. So someone has to do that for you. Someone who really understands, and it's not expensive at all. It's really really cheap. You give them a tip and they'll do it for you. Yeah. Reach out. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Reach out. I got you. Yeah.
Um,
Easy. $50. I'll have someone do it for you.
we got a guy. That's one thing I like about Africa, though.
Yeah.
There's a guy for everything.
Just bring your device and that's all you need.
Awesome.
And if you get the styling, make sure you get the stand because it doesn't come with it. Get the stand because you have to put it up on the roof and you would have to protect it so someone doesn't steal it. So you have to pay extra to get that. Just pay extra and get that stand. Just FYI. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Has the Gambia developed more since you have first moved into the country?
Oh, just for the roads?
Yeah.
Oh my God. When we moved here in 2000, there was barely a road to go through, man. It would take us maybe an hour to get to the airport. Just to leave from my house. We live in Brufut, so from my house to Senegambia, which should really not be more than a 10 minutes drive, it took us maybe 30
Yeah.
minutes just because of the roads.
Yeah.
Especially in rainy season, it was horrible. But after the roads, just the roads alone has changed everything.
The whole place.
That's Rory Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's,
Just the roads alone has changed. It's changed the game
yes.
completely.
And
I
people
mean,
are
the entire
building.
country is they've tarred the entire country, literally. The main roads, the main
Yeah.
highway. We have overpasses now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. That alone, I mean, roads will bring development. 'Cause
Yes.
now people are building story buildings
Yes.
across, on the other side of the road, across the highways. You have a lot of story building coming up, really tall, nice, futuristic story buildings are coming up now. There's a lot of investment coming in real estate. So yes,
Absolutely.
Gambia has changed in 5 years.
Drastically. It's really incredible.
What kind of business do you?
Do you think will work in Gambia?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I know you answered that, but yeah, if you can give like
Yeah.
3, because you got many. You
So I'll give you one,
okay?
and this is how you know I'm a really nice guy because this is a big one.
Yes.
Party rentals.
Oh, don't give my idea.
Party rentals. I'm telling you, if you're into that kind of stuff, decor and all that kind of stuff, you make a lot of money here because Gambians do love to celebrate, and everyone here is celebrating something every week. We throw parties here at the house quite often as well. Not huge parties, but like just close gatherings with friends and things like that. And we always find ourselves renting chairs. And some of the chairs that come here, I'm telling you, and these guys are pricing the hell out of you. So if you have good stuff that you can that you can sell, you can rent for events and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
you do well. But other than that, for businesses, like I said, going to things that you know that people consume on a daily basis. Selling rice will make money here.
Mm-hmm.
Selling sugar will make you money here. Selling eggs will make you money here. Like we talked about HVAC earlier, fixing stuff. But not to say ladies cannot fix those things. But
No problem. It's okay.
they said there were too many salons, and my boy came here with mirrors, and mirrors is making a
Doing
killing
well and
because
charging.
you can come here and do the business that you still see, but just do it better
Yes.
and bring something additional to it, add an
Yes.
additional experience. Because I think that's what mirrors did.
Yes.
And I mean, when you go there, you feel like you're in Atlanta, you're in a
My
spa in
nails are
Atlanta,
from there.
and that's where I cut my hair. That's where I get my
Yeah.
hair done and,
Me
and things
too.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
You pay a little premium
Mhm.
for Gambia, but you get better service.
Yes.
So there's also room for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And may I add to that, it depends on your background because the owner of Mirror, her background was in hair already. So I would say, think about what you're already good at. So for example, if Eureka, our sister, wants to move, she's an event planner in the US. It is a no-brainer that she should come here and start her event planning. Like she would be good by the first year, right? So what is your background? What do you like to do? Are you a baker? You're a baker, you're gonna make so much money. Baking,
Bakery,
so much money.
bread.
Listen, a nice quality bakery.
There's
I'll be there
there's a
every
lady
day.
here in Bakau who moved from the US and opened a bakery. I think she just got bought out by another
Oh,
big
really?
company. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's making a killing.
Yes.
The lines in front of her bakery. It was a small bakery. It was meant to be a small bakery, but every day she had lines just because of her recipe and the bread she's making. I go to
You
Bakau
surely
just for
drive
bread.
to go there. Yes. So it really depends on what's your skill set, what are you into, and you come in and you're able to do it just a little bit better. What other questions? Are we done on questions or what are we doing?
I want to relocate to Gambia to start a medical clinic pharmacy. Ooh.
Come on.
Quite frankly, I guess that's the name of the channel. Yeah, I have a lot of friends here who are medical doctors here that work here when we have issues at home with the kids. Sometimes I may not feel like going to the hospital. I remember the first time we went to the general hospital, I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, no, I'm never coming back here. But the clinics are really nice. They have some really nice clinics. There's the Egyptian pharmacy. There's Egyptian hospital here, which is really top notch.
But we need more.
That's a good space. You can't go wrong with
Healthcare.
here.
You can't go wrong with healthcare.
You'll do well.
Yeah.
You'll do well here. Yeah. Yeah. I think some of the problems they have is getting equipment and things of that nature and run certain tests and things like that.
Yeah, testing is still
Yeah.
it's true.
But that's it.
Lab work and stuff, that's what we need.
That's a very good idea. You'll make money in the clinic space here. And I have a huge network of medical doctors, guys. Huge network of medical doctors here. So yeah.
Okay. Perfect. How is the light system in the Gambia? How is light?
Yeah, no, it's not good.
It's better than Nigeria.
That is better than Nigeria for sure.
The Nigerians are going to log off this.
So electricity is a huge problem. That's not a Gambian problem. That's an African problem. I think Ethiopia just built their own dam. And they're one of the first countries to do that other than South Africa. So clearly there's progress. But electricity is still a major concern. Constant, reliable light. Just having light for 24 hours is a problem. But there's a fix. There's backup.
Yeah.
Right. There's solar. There's generators. Things like that. So if you're thinking of building a house here in Africa or moving and things, you have to consider backup. You have to consider backup. There's an extra cost, but it will save you a lot. Yeah.
You'll save money.
Then once you have that, you don't have to worry about electricity because you won't even know when power goes out. It just flickers and then that's it.
Yeah.
Your generator kicks in, your solar kicks in,
or inverter.
Your inverter kicks in. There's also a gas generator now that doesn't make noise. And someone came up. There's this kid. I saw this on YouTube. Came up with an invention that stops the noise from the generator. So you can have a generator. You box the generator inside the thing.
And you don't hear the noise.
You don't hear the noise.
Oh, because that
it's
can
in
be
Nigeria
annoying.
right now. Yeah, so that's something because the generator is the cheapest option. If you want to get inverters, depending on how big your house is, you will need to get the batteries, and the batteries are quite expensive. And then solar is really expensive.
Yeah.
So
and if you don't own the house, you're not gonna go put solar on somebody's house.
No, you're not. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So the generator is really the best option. I mean, you get to spend on fuel on petrol, but that's other than that, that's it. But yeah, you gotta have generators. You gotta have power banks for your mobile phones and things like that.
get a lot of them. We
You
fight
got to have adapters for the walls to charge all your
Yes.
different devices and all of those things.
Mhm.
But once you get used to that, trust me.
And then the
it's a breeze.
stabilizer, how do you call that thing? So that when
Yes, the transformers. You
Yeah,
have to buy those step down transformers because when the light is constantly going on and off, it will mess up your devices, your TVs,
TV
your
just got messed up.
microwaves,
Mhm.
things like that. So
Yeah. Your fridge,
you have to-
especially
you
your
have to,
fridge.
you
Yeah.
have to make sure you get those transformers, the step down transformers. You get them from Best Buy or any of those those electrical shops in the US or
Yeah.
Amazon. You just get them from Amazon.
Yeah. And if
There's
you're in
some
Europe,
brands.
even better because then
If you're in Europe, you don't need the adapters.
you
Because
just
they
buy your
use the
stuff from
same-
Europe.
They use
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks for the plug.
All right, guys. It looks like we got to go. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, share with a friend of a friend. Make sure you check out Build Africa Now. That's Andre's channel. Make sure you subscribe there. Thank you guys so much. We'll do this more often.
Yeah.
Have an amazing day. Yes, have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.